What's happening? Because you know it's your boy B-Hop Radio Shout, and as always, I got my podcast partner off in this thing, OG Gangster Wicked, a.k.a. Big Galaxy of Ghetto Mafia.
What's happening in B Jizzle?
Hey, man, I mean, we got a special day off in this thing, man.
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, Miami Kingpins, the documentary that's just been tearing up the net and the world and streaming services and television as we speak right now. Convertible Burt, Peter Bailey, what's going on with it, family?
Hey, man, thank you for having us, man. You know what I'm saying? We trying to do numbers, man.
Yeah.
We need y'all to go out and support. You know what I'm saying? We really appreciate it and be a part of history, because it's truly history what we're doing, and we're doing something truly remarkable, and we about to bring it to TV, so we need y'all support so we could get it to TV.
Yes, sir.
And BL, like I was saying, we love your conversation.
Thank you so much.
We could keep like a substantive conversation, so
Yeah.
we, not the gimmicky stuff. So we honored to be up here, man.
Thank y'all so much for taking the time out to chop it up with us.
Yes,
But
sir.
I mean, just take me to the top. What was it that made y'all say, you know what, we got to document this history? Okay, Convertible Burt, we hearing names ringing in songs, we hearing legendary stories and all of this extra stuff, but it was folklore until y'all went on ahead and brought the cameras out and documented it. So at what point did y'all realize it was time to document the story?
Really, we had a deal. We was really was negotiating with Grand Theft Auto. This how that first came out. But what happened was Grand Theft Auto, when the pandemic hit, they shut everything down. So the deal went dead.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? There was another gentleman by the name of Neil. And we was gonna try to do something with him, and it didn't fall through. So we was on the trail. So that's two projects that we was gonna do that didn't fall through. So this year, hey man, we limped to get this done.
About 5 years, like you were saying.
Yeah, this took 5 years. It came up. It's a beauty, but it took 5 years to beautify it, because when you go into different archives, you got to have that stuff cleared, just like a record. You know what I mean? And so
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And when you see the documentary, got shots of it's got different shots of Scarface in there. You know what I'm saying, and different things like that.
Yeah.
In different media, interviews and stuff like that. So when we did it, we had to go in different archives to bring this thing up too. And I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna keep it a milli with you. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't no easy task. It didn't come easy. It was a real hard project to get finished. And shout out to Ted Lucas, because he had to have hard and balls to see it through, because the time and the time that it took to complete the project, it could have easily been failed.
It could have fell to the wayside,
you know what I'm saying,
man.
to the wayside. But so shout out to him. And then right at the end, you know what I'm saying, once we got everything filmed, you still had to get insurance on all this stuff, and just in case somebody tried to sue about using it different, using different content. So it's a very, very difficult industry to get into, you know what I'm saying? But we finna bust it all open. We finna bust it wide open.
Like you were asking, man, when I came to Miami, I was writing for the Miami Herald.
Yeah.
And everywhere you heard the name Convertible Burt, Convertible Burt, Bo Dilly.
Yeah.
You heard the names of Big Ikes.
Yeah.
So when I left to go write Trick Daddy's memoir, Trick brought him up again. So these guys are like a phantom, like you said, like a legend.
A unicorn.
A unicorn.
Yeah.
But what's more so, and we just be blunt, they never spoke. You heard the Frank Lucases and these other guys. You never heard these kids. They didn't speak.
Yeah.
They were to that code. And also just the climate we're in right now, you could ask Burt, it was essential, like we talked about the gangsterism, the population of the marketing of it. We wanted the kids, the culture they had from the roots, the architects of that life.
Yeah, but then not only that, not cutting you off, but you got to understand, we was talking about an era where Miami was the cocaine capital.
Yeah.
So we talking about an area that a lot of cities don't get the experience. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm not saying I'm not glorifying or whatever, but it's just what it was. It was the cocaine capital of the United States. You know what I'm saying? So you know, we had a lot of action, a lot of money coming through or whatever, and we was fortunate enough because a lot of us went to prison, went to feds, and did time. You know what I'm saying? I stayed 10 toes down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I did my time like a man because I was always been on man time and I did it like a man, but it wasn't no easy, like to come to where we at now, it wasn't no easy road. It was a real tough road. And getting there, you know what I'm saying? We had a lot of rainy days, so we wasn't letting down the convertible top.
Come on now. Come on now.
We had a lot of rainy days, man, but the Creator seen us through. God seen us through, man, and only God could have seen us through because I'm telling you, this could have fell by the wayside. You know what I mean? Because it was a lot of trials and tribulations. Like I said, we started out with, you know what I'm saying? We started out with auto theft, and that was going to be something great.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? It wasn't time then because the pandemic happened. That took everybody off when they shut the whole United States down.
Burt, what was going through your mind though when you got a call from Grand Theft Auto saying we need you to be a part of one of the biggest institutions in video games, man?
At that time, I was ecstatic, man. I was really happy, you know what I'm saying, that because I could relate to it because it's street.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it would have been a very, very, very easy transition, for me to go over there and, give them some good material that really, you know what I'm saying, could have sold.
Yeah.
And would have been, interested, that the public would have been interested in. Because it all about, what you doing here is content.
Yeah.
In this day and age now, it's all about content.
That's
You
right.
know what I'm saying? So we got to find the right content and find a way to monetize it.
Damn right.
That's the X factor.
Yeah, exactly.
Monetize.
Make it.
Monetize.
Yeah.
And we gotta bless Ross, man. We gotta bless the big guy.
Yeah.
Him.
Shout out to Rick Ross. Shout out to
So
Trick.
how
keeping their names alive.
So how did Rick Ross get involved in the whole documentary? How did y'all bring him aboard?
Pushing work like Convertible Burt. That was he saw the word. He was a no-brainer.
He made a few songs with mentioning me. Really, he kept me alive. I owe that guy so much, and I really want to broker a deal with him where I can endorse Bel Air.
Yeah.
I think I could be a great endorser for the brand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I would look because I'm a champagne guy. You know what I mean? Yeah, I like the bubbly, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's something about that bubbly.
Ain't bad, ain't it?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to Bel Air, shout out to Rick Ross, shout out to Trina, Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
you
Mike
know what I
is in it,
mean?
too.
Trick, you know what I mean?
Trick is in it.
Yeah.
Can y'all talk about Mike Tyson's relationship into this documentary?
Oh, man.
What did Mike have to do to where y'all said, you know what, Mike, you need to come on and be a part of this?
Yeah,
That's Mike's guy, bro.
That's my brother. That's my brother from another mother.
Yeah.
I love Mike unconditional. You know what I'm saying? And if he ever called me left or right, wrong or right, you know what I'm saying? I'm there with Mike. You know what I'm saying? Because that's my true brother. And I'm not just calling him my brother. You know what I'm saying? When I was down, really down, and I reached out to Mike. You know what I'm saying? He always seen me through, even if it was a little rough.
Yeah.
He found a way to see me through. So that's a real brother to me. You know what I mean? And I just want every chance I get, I just want to show, let him know that I really appreciate his generosity. You know what I'm saying? For just being real. You know, Mike a real individual, and a lot of people misunderstood. They misunderstand. What he stands for and what the type of person he really is. But Mike actually a good guy.
Yeah.
For real.
How did y'all meet?
In Vegas.
Yeah.
In Vegas, I was out there, I was out there, and I had, back then we would ride limousine. I had a limousine. I pulled up in my limousine at the Hilton Hotel. At that time, now before they built all the hotels, Hilton Hotels was the hit. You know what I'm saying? What I mean, what it was the hit is the spot to go to because, that's where Sammy Davis Jr. and all them boys, Elvis Presley, all them boys, you know what I'm saying? Blue Eye, all them guys there. All these legends, man, lived there. You know what I'm saying? And, that's where me and Mike went at. So he saw me So he said, "Who are you?" You know, he asked me who I am. You know, I said, "I'm the world famous Convertible Burt. You ain't heard?"
Yeah.
But I didn't know who he was at first. So he told me, he introduced himself. He said, "I'm Mike Tyson. I'm going over here to see the Whispers and the OJs." I said, "Okay, cool, man." He said, "Nah, you ride with me." And I'm talking about just like that.
Yeah.
We went over there, man, and we kicked it, man, like we brothers, man. We've been brothers ever since. Like, just something like magical in the eye. We just, ever since, it just clicked.
That's crazy.
Just like that, like we've been knowing. And then when we went to the Valleys, some of my other homeboys, you know what I'm saying, from Miami was there. They got a picture of it somewhere. And we always sit there, had, ate, drunk, drank a little champagne and kicking the bobo, you know what I'm saying? Some major players was on that picture,
Yes, sir.
when we went to the Valleys,
Crazy.
Yeah.
Peter,
This is all black owned producers. Black men created this, bro.
and see, that's what I wanted to ask you about,
yes, indeed.
Peter.
Right.
Weaving all of these stories together, man. What was that like for you when you documented each one of these guys, and every one of their stories is magnificent, but you're trying to make it all into one story?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I don't know if Burt probably know. When Ted approached me about the series, it's always, okay, man, drug lords. Are we gonna do some stereotypical gimmickry? So when you say weaving, you wanted to make sure, you see, this documentary is different. It puts the pendulum of morality on society. Right? It's a moral challenge to society. How do we create a community so desperate, economically deprived, that brothers got to sell poison to their people? Trying to get the right but doing wrong, right? So we take away this judgment. So people ask, you glorifying. So why you say about weave? We got the McDuffie riots in. So this is really history. This is history.
It's history. Then not
of
only
Black
that,
Miami.
we clearly say, you know what I'm saying, especially me, I'm clearly speaking about, we're not glorifying this here, but this is a learning tool for you to learn and know not to go this route, because it's short-lived, especially with all the modern day technology. And, you got a lot of informers, so it's extremely hard, extremely difficult to be successful in that business. Not saying you can't, I don't know everything, but the basics, it's just a matter of time. It's two things gonna happen. You going to jail or you gonna get killed.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
One, I want to know, when was it that you got in the game, and was it something that you sought out to be? Did you say, what, one day I'm gonna be, Vert. One day I'm gonna be a Kingpin. One day I'm gonna be this right here. Or did this just fall in your lap and
I was raised up, not cutting you off, but I got to tell you this here before I forget this thought. I was raised up around this. I was raised up on 15th Avenue in Miami, right?
Okay.
At this time here, when I was telling you that Miami was the drug capital, this was one of the biggest drug scrolls in the United States. I grew up there. So as a kid, I seen people get killed. I seen people get robbed. I seen junkies. This a kid now. So I was, I came around that pimps, players, and hustlers. So, these guys ain't have no 9 to 5. These guys wore Vines to the 9 and had the nicest cars. You know what I'm saying? 15 used to be lit up like Disney World from one side to another. Every person got a hold up there, they getting money, 20, 30,000 a shift, 100,000 a shift, all the way down there. You know what I mean? So this is a whole different spinoff than anything. We were talking about when it was the drug capital. We see one thing about life. You know what I'm saying? You can have an opinion, I can have an opinion, but you let history remain the same. All you got to do is let the record reflect. You can have an opinion, I can have an opinion. But history gonna remain the same. You see what's real and what's true, you can go round the corner, round the block, round the world. What's real and true gonna be there when you get back.
Burt, was there any time that, when you getting all this money, that, and you sitting there by yourself, you self-reflective,
right,
that you talk to yourself and say, you know what, I don't made enough.
Right.
I wanna get out of this. I wanna change this, narrative that I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
Was there ever a conversation like that, or were you one of the guys that said, you know what, I'm gonna crash, or they're gonna have to catch me, and what I'm saying, and that's
see, with me, right, I always was playing the exit game. I was about to exit when I got out. I just didn't make the exit. I almost made it. I had a record company and all. I was finna just make that transition, and then the great Don King gave me an opportunity to come over there, you know what I'm saying, and be a part of what they got going on with Mike and all them. But I had to get a game up, you know what I'm saying? And right when I was getting ready to give up, I get pinched. Yeah, because I gave myself an exit because I know, I knew, this game here, you can't. I was my own boss. I'm one of the boss of all bosses, so I had an exit. I could have exited. It wasn't in no way where I had to be locked, where I had to be locked in.
Somebody or something.
Right,
yeah.
where I had to be locked in, life or death. I didn't have that. I had to exit. You know what I'm saying? And I almost made it. I just missed the stop.
Wow.
You missed the stop.
Answer me this though, Burt.
Yeah.
At what point did that money start coming in and you be like, okay, now this is getting out of hand?
Yeah. Can I tell you something? And this is a true story. Y'all hearing it from the horse's mouth, man. Man, the money ain't never really got like that because I'm a big spinner.
Yeah. You just told me for doing that one, bro.
So the money ain't never got so much because I'm gonna find something to go spend it on because I like nice things. I live a royal life, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I live a good life, a rich life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I like things. When I was actually living here, and every day I go shopping. Every day I go. When I was living here, before I get locked up, every day I go to shop. I go shopping every day. I don't even wear up. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm a trendsetter with fashion, the car game, hip hop. I made a contribution to all that because you got to understand now, and you gonna know this here. Back in the days, before the rappers started getting money to buy that jewelry, you know what I'm saying? All the big boys, drug boys, were having the money, so they remember they style off that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So that's where that come from.
Absolutely.
I made a code. That's why I'm able to.
Absolutely.
That's why I'm able to, to relate to the hip hop culture and to the younger generation because I set a lot of trends. I set a lot of trends. You know what I'm saying? I was a trendsetter to a lot of that stuff, so I'm able to relate to them because 30 years, 40 years, 50 years later, you know what I'm saying? It's the same game, nothing changed, when it comes to, putting it on, you know what I'm saying, dressing and doing, doing different things with the jewelry and the cars, you know what I'm saying. When I eventually, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna start, playing with the cars a little bit. I just ain't had time now because I'm trying to get to that TV series. I'm trying to, so I'm working and you know what I'm saying, I'm working and I'm trying to make these dates and trying to, get this thing out here so we could get a TV series. Because see, one thing about me, once I get my foot in the door, you got to crack.
Yeah.
All of us got to crack. Because I know, I'm smart enough to say, okay, I need to build an economic team.
Yeah.
And I'm going to build a monster too big for me to feed.
Yeah.
He too big. He too, it's a monster. It's too big for me to feed. So I'm going to need you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What's more rewarding? What you did back then, the money you saw, or you doing what you're doing right now, even though the money probably ain't the same right now, but you're on the way to, getting it. What's more rewarding then or right now? You got a second chance.
That's a good question.
Now. See, right now, because you got to understand, I got a plan. I got a master plan. Man, I'm finna build a machine. We about to be hitting off all cylinders, firing off all pistons in a minute. Like Henry Ford, we gonna produce this stuff, man. All we trying to do is get the numbers up right now.
And I'll tell you, the numbers are looking good. I must say, when you create and the people feel it and touch it, man, it's going crazy. It's going crazy. The love and the support for this series. Because this is the first. I mean, this is the first authentic series you're seeing of the Miami Boys, and how it relates to our history, how it relates to pop culture,
Miami Boys. You talking about the culture? I'm from Atlanta.
You talked about it earlier.
But I'm first generation. My family is from Florida, post St. Lucie.
Okay.
And back in the '80s, the Miami Boys used to come up here and I had ass. You know, everybody like anything that went on in the 80s, but the Manga Boy did it, whether they did it or not.
Yeah.
So influential, I think the mayor at the time, remember y'all had the Olympics. So they're like, nah, y'all got to get out of here. Y'all messing with the image of this city. So we got to get you guys. So they affected laws in Atlanta.
Now, my question would be, Burt, what was, you know, the draw to Atlanta? Obviously, because it's a port to everywhere else in the country. But what made Burt, like you say, I'm here, I'm shopping every day, I fucks with Atlanta?
Okay, now listen, this is a true story. I'm on 15. I got another partner, a Haitian kid named Dog. He was a big boy out of this town too. So we had another boy. All us used to, when I was a kid coming up, all us used to be down with Ike, Big Ike, Isaac Higgs. Yeah. So Muscle Head, we call him Head. Head came down here. So he coming back every month or every 2 or 3 months he come back, and he telling me and Dog, because I got at this time I got 5 traps in Miami. So I got 5 traps, and that's really tough to do because it's killing and all kind of stuff. And this round, the cocaine cowboys, the rebel cops, and all that. I got through all that, but I would tell you the story. So now listen. So when that happened, they the Jump Out boys, it was a task force, a drug task force, and they really had it out to me. You got to understand, I had Mercedes Benz's, drop top. I had the big boy 560. I had the 500 scratch, Rolls Royces and all that. So I'm a young kid, but I really don't know. Yeah. Because I don't been around all this here. So I'm adapt. I'm a really, you know what I'm saying. I'm adapted to. I don't adapt to what I don't seen. I'm adapted to this life, so it's really nothing. So what I'm doing big stuff, but I don't seen it all my life, so there's really nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we on 15. Head come up there. Head say, hey man, y'all need to come to Atlanta, boy. I'm getting money. He told us that. So this about the 3rd or 4th time. So every time he come, he boy, y'all, I'm telling y'all need to come down there. So we kept but I got 5 traps, so I ain't really, you know what I'm saying? Well, here's what happened, right? The drug task force, they at me, cause they saying I put a hit out of him, and there's another dude named Big Run that used to hang out with us, and they said he was the hit man, and they were gonna kill me and him. So it's another dude named Smoke. He was my lieutenant. Yeah. So I got 5, like I said, I got 5 traps, so I ain't really trying to boogie. I'm trying to stay, like I would tell you, same thing with Nipsey Hussle. Right. God bless his soul. Same situation.
Trying to stay on the way.
No. I'm telling you, I'm adapted to what I want to do. I don't want to go.
Like addicted to that life.
I don't really want to go. Like I said, we're creatures of the habit. I studied this. Because I was trying to figure out, why would I want to? So now listen. So now, so the dude Smoke. So the crack, one day I come from Atlanta. I'm on my motorcycle. I got a customized motorcycle. So I'm on 15. It's a place called Jose. They sell like cheeseburger and a soda. That ghetto shit, right? But I raised up on it. Yeah. So I come in town, I stop over there, I'm on my bike. I stop over there. The Jump Out boys see me. So I was eating a cheeseburger. Cracker come over there, put me on the rest for nothing, and bust my lip. Damn. Did me like this, and like you grab my hand in the front and throw the elbow and bust my lip. I went in the county jail with a bust lip, big lip. So when I went in jail, when I seen my motherfucking lip, and they kicked my motorcycle down and put a dent in the thing, so I'm mad as a motherfucker. This is a customized bike. This is like $100,000 bike. So I'm saying to myself, man, whenever I see them crackers again, it's on. This is a true story. Man, I used to wallow with them crackers, man. So the little Smoke, say, man, you see the crackers talking about they gonna kill you, and every time they see you, they taking to jail. Woo, woo. Man, we'll just go to Atlanta. Just the first time, I don't go. Same thing with. So they had that they were gonna kill me. They wind up killing the guy on 36th Street. No, I want to say 30. Let me see, 36. By 34th or 33rd and 7th Avenue. And they said they said the same thing about him. He had a hit. So they had knocked me off with a big cookie, one of the biggest cookie they ever seen. It's all in. So that case was like it was up, but they ain't I kept had a lawyer put it off. So they wind up killing the dude. So I wind up beating the case. You know what I'm saying? So when I got out, dude said, man, tell me again. Said, man, let's just go. And we just took everything, man, and just came up just like that. And we met a dude named Norma. We met a dude. So we was staying at the hostel, the Western Hotel, right there. So listen. So we come out. This is our first day. We fly out. We scout. And we don't see nothing. So the next day, this is how this happened. A dude named Norma here, a cab driver. We don't really know the city.
Wow.
So listen, so Norman say, he talking, you know what I'm saying? He a black dude, never forget curly perm and everything. So he talking, so he give us a ride. I said, just take me around the ghetto parts, you know what I'm saying, the ghetto parts. So we riding around the different little ghetto parts, looking for a trap. So we casing the joint. So we go over there in Musclehead spot. So one of the niggas from Miami, they call Musclehead and tell him like we putting down. Instead of telling me, hey, this your homeboy spot. You can't do it right here. So he called Musclehead. Musclehead come. So Terry Wright down the street. They don't been having little gun battles and shit like that. So he said, hey man, this my spot here, but you can go down there. You know what I'm saying? But shit, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You might have to wall a little bit down there. So I'm thinking, I say, shit, I just got in. I ain't trying to wall. I'm trying to get me some money, man. Fuck that. Yeah. So, excuse me. So I said, man, I'm trying to get some money, man. Yeah. So this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking out loud. I said, that right or nah, fuck that. I ain't going down there. That was Terry Wright's spot. But
interesting.
How about when we sitting there and we debating on what we doing, so we get ready to walk, cause Musclehead don't came and told me this is spot and gave me the whole little perimeter part, right? And this the same nigga that told me to come up here.
Wow.
So once he gave me the little perimeter part, it's a smoker named Blind came up there. You know what I'm saying? Was walking by. So me and Blind, so I don't know why. So I don't know how so me and Blind just hit it all right off the rip. Blind came, and so I said, you know what I'm saying? I told Blind, I said, man, I'm looking for a spot. He said, man, I'm gonna take you to a spot, man. You're gonna make a whole lot of money over here, right? And he took me to Harris home.
Took you to Harris home.
And and I got Rolls Royce money out of that spot. So you imagine when that come on TV now. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I used to live in Harris homes too. That's what's so crazy about it.
Yeah, man. I'm off that West End, man. I'm off that West End, man. You know, where that boy doing everything now. I'm off that whole area. And I was about to do that, but the feds came up and got me. You know what I'm saying? So when I come home, they had me to come here. You know what I'm saying? I wish I would have came, but I went to Miami because I say, man, I'm gonna start working on this thing. So from the time I got out to right now, we've been working on this here, different projects and it took all that
and it's here
to get there. Now it's here.
Now it's here.
Wow. But that's real interesting. That's the true story, and a lot of people don't even know that. But that coming out on the TV series and stuff like that. So y'all got.
Are you in the TV series? Are you gonna have that Miami Atlanta element? Because here in Atlanta,
we got Atlanta features.
Huge.
We got the brother from B4L, Mook B. We went to that
we
filmed over there.
Yeah.
For this episode, we filmed over there.
Okay, yeah, I'm born and I'm back in.
We filmed over there.
Yeah.
And we went out there and he was Goldie.
Yeah.
See, in Atlanta, he was Goldie.
Yeah.
We learned that he wasn't Burton. He was Goldie. He was Goldie in Atlanta.
That's how I got the name Goldie.
He was Goldie.
Okay.
So the nigga Blind, we walking. We ain't with the dude Norman no more. So by the time, because we told him to just come back a little later, because we trying to scout, so we gonna be there a little while, so we just bend a fruit corners and come back a little later and come and get it. So when we meet blind, that's how I got the name Goldie. Niggas say, "What's your name?"
Why they call him Blind, Burt?
Because he wear thick glasses.
Wow, look at that. I was wondering why they called him Blind.
So he say, "What's your name?" You know what I'm saying? And I was kind of like hesitant to say my name. He said, "Your name Goldie." I'm gonna.
Look at that.
That's how I got the name Goldie. That Goldie was a big name around here, and they never knew I was Convertible Burt, but I was Convertible Burt. But they never knew that down here. They know me by Goldie, so they never could put it together.
Wicked, you asked a profound question in Atlanta.
I got one more question for you, then I'm gonna turn it over to the big guy. Now let's switch gears. When they finally pinched you, take us through what that was like. Did you see the play coming?
Yeah, I seen the play. No, listen, I seen the play coming. And not only that, I was on 20 getting ready to go make this deal, right?
You was here?
Yeah, I was here.
Okay.
This is my case out here.
Oh, okay, bet it up. Okay.
I was on 20. It started out Simply Raw with Lil Dave had over there on Decatur.
You talking about Dave and JoJo?
Yeah.
Those are my Decatur. That's where I'm actually from.
Dave,
Joe Peavy and Dave.
All us ran together. Dave, JoJo, Timbo, Bubba, all us ran together.
Yeah.
There's another dude, he in prison now, called Ronnie Wood. All us used to run together. Me, him, dog.
Okay.
All us getting money. Dave was young and richest nigga around, Lil Dave.
Yeah.
Him and Lil Timbo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But all us ran to go to Vegas and all that stuff together. Hang out right here. We the young niggas that put magic on the map.
That's why
we was getting that money. We was getting that money. We was going up there blowing the bag.
Yeah.
He's featured in the film. Mr. Magic is featured.
So they pinch you.
Right.
Now how did that take place?
Shit, it really wasn't even for me. I was doing a dude that worked in Simply Raw, a hairstyle as a deal. He said, "Hey man, I got a guy that want this." I said, "Okay, well just put on whatever you want to put on and I'll give it to you." And that's how I get fucked up on the house. Just being all right with somebody, which I don't never let nothing like that penetrate me, but he used to do my hair and cut my hair and do my hair. Back then we were wearing California curl.
Yeah.
Not no Jerry curl. In California they had some other shit.
That finger waves and all that shit. You ain't do the finger wave.
Nah, we ain't do the finger wave. We had the California curl. It's a. See, I had that nigga hair, so it took my ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm being real. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucking that shit there. You put that shit in my head, man. I looked like a stock good head. That nigga had me addicted to
Bird gonna get us in trouble for colorism, B.I. They gonna call us a man for colorism, B.I. The question you was asking about Atlanta, I think it's so profound that Atlanta was where blacks came to dream.
Yeah. Okay.
To do even a better life. So think about it. Ironically, the Miami boys did for the same thing. They come up here and dream and profit, man.
Wow.
The thing about the Atlanta pride of the black people, we come here to prosper.
Exactly.
In every avenue.
Were you here? During that time when No,
I was in St. Thomas. I was in the Virgin Islands.
You was in Virgin Islands.
So that's the funny thing about Burt's story, though. When the 80s hit, it was everywhere.
Yeah.
Any urban community in America, man.
Right.
It was in St. Thomas. We talked about the Smalls brothers.
Right.
It was everywhere. It was like, it's still to be told how this occurred. So in the film, man, we bring up Oliver North. We bring up Reagan.
Yeah.
We bring up the Contras, all of that.
But that's what I was telling you about.
It's the history.
That's what I was telling you about. You know, that archive was so deep, man.
We pulled, but we got some stuff.
At the end, them people wanted 14,000.
We got some stuff.
They
we got some stuff that makes. Let's just say, we look at what's going on in America today, right? So my point is, in the documentary, man, we tie in the grassroots level of how this started to the political level. Weave it together to paint this picture of just how by design these neighborhoods were infused in desperation to be perpetually stuck there, man.
Yeah.
These neighborhoods were carriers. Like, even the documentary, you look at Scarface, these guys built that. But even in the narrative of a drug lord narrative, they can't give us the credit for some kind of brilliance on any level. If
you look at Scarface, that's what I was trying to explain to y'all. That's through that's it. That's through the document and it hitting on certain issues, in the document, and that's big.
We got stuff in there. Let's
yeah.
just say I don't think some political types are going to be happy with the project.
Yeah.
We put away all political correctness BI for this episode.
Yeah.
Because we felt it got too many of our brothers just locked away forever.
And I wanted
forever
to,
for $200 worth of crack.
I wanted to
sentences.
ask both of y'all that for
sentences.
people that's gonna see,
white collar crime. These guys don't go to prison for that.
for people that's gonna see this
Yes.
this interview.
Yes.
Yeah.
There are gonna be people that's gonna love you. They're gonna glorify. They're gonna know your story already.
Right.
But they're gonna be people that's gonna say, you know what? It feels like to me that y'all, you hurt the community.
Of course.
You're glorified. You know what I'm saying? Drug dealing.
Of course.
Or whatever it may be. To those people that say that, you say what to about
I
this
see that we're
documentary?
telling a full American story. America from the root is a gangster's tale. People came in, robbed and stole land. And I look at Burt and I look at our communities. It's almost like you can't blame the rabbit when the rabbit got the gun.
Yeah.
Right.
In a climate of survival, brother, you got to throw morality. Morality gets clouded when one tries to survive. I don't think a dope boy likes poisoning somebody, but in the will to survive, like Burt talked about it, Dilly talked about it. Desperation is something.
Yeah.
It can infuse greatness or tragedy. So we look at Burt and all these guys, man. Dick Cheney was a C student up in the White House. So we're not playing at a fair playing field.
Right.
So when people come at these discussions, once again I say this film, this series, let's put the moment of reckoning on the leadership, on the political structure that created this desperation. That's what I say that. And furthermore, if you're not into the substantive consciousness of what we're trying to do here or what the story we're telling, you need to know history.
Right.
That's the problem with America.
Yeah.
America is a master of prettying stuff up, making it look a way it's not so we could feel. America sells a dream. Like Ross said in the documentary, America is a nightmare.
Yeah.
If you really think about, African activist told me once, he said your country is just as tyrannical. Your leaders have just made tyranny accommodating. And think of what's going on in the country right now. So I tell those folks, you need to know history. And sometimes history is dark, it's bleak. Sometimes it doesn't feel good. But you need to understand it so we could get to where we're trying to go instead of keep repeating this, right? And then my brother Wicked, beyond all that, I would tell our critics or whatever, be happy that black men got together to create something powerful and inspiring. Right? Because Burt could have just stayed in the chain gang and waste away. He could have came out here and be selfish.
Right.
But he sacrificially said, because Burt from the old school, them guys don't talk. Even here, Burt. So he sacrificially put this story out to make some change. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to do that. So it's a positive. You got to find the beauty within, and that's the black people. That's our story.
Right.
Brother, we find the beauty in the dark, man.
Right.
We going to make some sweet lemonade from some rotten lemons. That's who we are. So what I would like to see, though, to your question, my issue, and Burt can attest to that, for some reason, the Colombians did it, and they flipped it, and they cleaned up. Kennedy was a bootlegger.
Right.
The first royal family were gangsters selling liquor illegally.
Absolutely.
So when a black man uses his ingenuity to sell something, good or bad, why when the white man do it, he's brilliant. He a genius. Why the black man's a thug?
Al Capone and the gangster family.
But what y'all got to fail to realize, by us being black men, they don't want to see us with homes, houses, and businesses. That's why we have to support black businesses, black economics. We have to, keep that money moving in our circle and in our society. You know what I'm saying? To keep that money moving. You know what I mean? And that's something that we don't do today as black people. As you know, if you notice, right, all the white people stick together. The Spanish people stick together. Now, where they get it mixed up, Jamaicans, Haitian, all us the same people. Puerto Rican, really Cuban, all us the same people. But they separate us, you know what I'm saying? But they make the black man an outcast.
Burt, when you got shot, man, what was going through your mind at that time, and how deep in the game were you when that happened?
Man, I got shot 2 different times. I got shot coming straight out of high school, and then a little while after I was getting money. I was shot 2 different times, so it's a blessing for me to be here speaking.
Yeah. What was going through your mind the second time then, in the middle of the game after getting money? Was it one of those things that just comes along with it? Were you prepared to die at any moment? Or did it make you say, you know what, it's time for me to get out the game?
Now, you see one thing about it, you know what I'm saying? I'm gangster. So I was ready to die for mine, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, at that time, you know what I mean? You know, you don't really, you know, like I was telling you, you know, that, you know, when I was speaking on Nipsey Hussle, God bless his soul. See, sometimes that, you know, we be in a situation that we could get out of, but we don't want to go.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So, you know, you get caught in the vices, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, money is addictive. You know, when you get money on a large scale at a rapid pace, that could be very, very addictive, because you got to understand, I ain't going to punch no clock like everybody else.
Yeah.
And I'm living and I'm having everything I'm having, you know what I'm saying? So it's a whole different ball game.
How old were you when you got arrested?
26. So yeah, that tell you that I did all that at a young age.
Yeah.
So everything I was doing at a young age. I went to federal prison in Atlanta, Georgia at the age of 26.
He was locked up with Timothy McVeigh, man.
Yeah, I remember the bomber. He was the bomber, right?
Yeah.
When you sitting in prison, you know, Burt, are you saying to yourself like, damn, was this worth it? Was this, if you had to do it all over again, Burt, was the prison time worth the 15 years that you did before then? Then you did 20 years in prison. Is it worth it? To the young guys that's out there right now looking at it, you could tell them, hey, you making millions of dollars right now.
Nah, but it ain't worth it. Ain't no amount of money worth freedom and peace. And with freedom, with freedom comes peace if you apply it right. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't have freedom. They free, but they don't have freedom because something grabbing them or something got them. It could be dope. It could be a relationship. It could be, you know what I'm saying? It could be any kind of troubles they going through. It got them. You know what I'm saying? You know, but so you know you got to be able to snap out of it and keep it moving. You know.
I got one more behind him.
Yeah, what you do?
Yeah, because I mean, he's fascinating, bruh. You know what I'm saying? I ain't get to talk to him again.
Yeah.
Was there any point in your life when all this money going on and you the man?
Yeah.
That was there anybody in your family, a grandmama, a sister, a auntie, a child, that said, we can't do this, that changed your life? It's all, and most stories is always that one person that, you know, that I stopped for me.
Man, I was going so fast that people couldn't even catch up with me.
That's the honesty right there.
Shit, they couldn't even catch up with me.
Wow.
They gonna catch me, I'm everywhere.
Yeah.
So how they gonna talk to me? You know what I'm saying? I'm getting money, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting money, you know, at that time, you know, but I'm gonna tell you what really, like, my mother passed away, and before she passed away, she came to see me in prison, and she told me, you smart enough to do whatever, you know, to do it the right way, man. You know, use your brain, you know what I'm saying, and get legit, because you could do it. You could do it. You one of the ones could do it. Right. So that stuck with me. You
Bro,
know,
wasn't her the reason why you drove back to Miami from Atlanta?
That was the time where they said I was dead when I bought the Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
And I put Rose from the Dead. Oh, man, this shit gonna get real dope.
Because your mom had called
They
you.
said I got killed up here.
His mom called her worried.
My mama, she talking to me, but the weird thing is, she tell me, I need to lay eyes on you. Fly down here, and I flew back.
Yeah.
I flew back. No.
You drove back?
I flew back, and that's when I got the Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
Wow. Because they were saying I was dead.
So now, how can people get Miami Kingpins though?
Amazon, Apple TV, everywhere, man.
And it's it's a good watch. You know what I mean? And you know, it's a good watch, and we got the you know, we really need them to tune in and we really need them to tune in because we gonna take it to a whole another level. And then not only that, this is the beauty with me when I get to filming, I'm gonna use local people for extras. So you never had a chance to be in a movie. You get a chance to be
We
in a
creating
movie.
an ecosystem. You know, man, we're inspired by a lot of brothers. Even Tyler Perry's, these brothers are taking back the ownership.
But ain't none, you know, all the boys doing their thing, and I respect them, right?
Yeah.
But ain't nobody about to do it the way I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Once I get a toehold, it's a wrap.